Good evening, you sexy Starcraft 2 fans. I am aTnDarKFoRcE. It is Monday, and gasp, we're having more than one game today. Oh my god, what is going on, aTnDarKFoRcE? You're crazy. Alright, well, I will show you how crazy I am by introducing the players. This is aTnDarKFoRcE versus mTwNarutO. This is from the EPS, and yeah, this is actually a best of 3 series. Not sure what these guys are talking about. I guess something about a 13-minute TVZ. But I wanted to apologize to you guys for not being so on the ball with the videos lately. I know I'm a terrible person. I have my reasons for doing so. I've been super busy, but I'm not going to bore you with everything related to that. Just know that in a couple weeks, I should be back to a ton more videos per day, as I will have literally tons of free time. Tons. And yeah, it's really windy here. You can probably hear my blinds hitting the window. I'll try to keep that to a minimum. So now that the players are actually starting to do stuff here in the game, let's watch what is going on down in the Terran base. Depot just finished, and SCV is getting ready to, it looks like, build a barracks. Going to wall off, which is very common to do against the Zerg players while he goes through his little seizure there. Barracks did just go down, and looking over here, we are currently at 14 supply, now 15 for Dark Force. Now, we do have a drone heading out, going down the ramp right now, and the way it's going, it looks like it's actually going to scout, so not going to be an expansion. Looks like this one is going to be the expansion as it heads out towards the natural right there before the pool goes down. So that went down at 15 supply. You can see the rally point over there at the top of the ramp, and for the barracks it is about 2/3 the way complete. Gas going down for Naruto, as the Zerg player is the only one right now that is actually scouting. You can obviously see where he has scouted so far as he heads down towards the 6 o'clock position with his drone. Looking up here, the expansion's about 30% complete, and headed over to the Zerg base. Spawning pool is on the way, now in the back, just below the cliff there. And he's currently sitting at 16 supply of 18. A couple more drones on the way, and there goes the gas. Alright, so second depot's going down. We can expect to see a Marine here very shortly, and since this wall is up, the Zerg will not be able to scout anything whatsoever. This poor drone is going to be kicked back by the Marine as he does spawn at the top of the ramp instead of back here. Probably intentional for Naruto to do that, just to drive off the scout. But at this point, we can see the SCV is scouting around for Naruto, so he is queued up to head up to the 12 o'clock position next. So Naruto will be aware of the fast expansion by the Zerg player. We can see it is just about complete, about 90% of the way there. Gas is done, 3 drones on it. Speaking of gas, let's look at the income. We can see right now Naruto is actually sitting pretty good on gas. You can see he has claimed both of his geysers. However, you'll know that right here he's only running off of 2 SCVs on the left geyser, so that's why it's a little bit different, but now he does have 3 SCVs, so you can expect to see that around 224 per minute. And factory is on the way, so we are going to see some sort of higher tech play in the next few minutes. You can tell because he's only got 1 barracks, factory on the way, and he has claimed both of his geysers relatively early. 1, that's pretty common, but 2 by now, it's definitely going to see some tech. Alright, now over here we have a spine crawler on the way. That's definitely going to help guard that expansion versus any early threats. And up here, the Zerg is just pretty much focusing on his economy right now. He knows that the Terran has walled in, so he has a little bit of time to build up, but he's got to be thinking about his next move here, as the Terran, depending on what he's doing, may be able to make his move in the very near future. May see some sort of Banshee play, I do not know. Maybe we'll even get to see a Thor drop. Ooh, I hope so. Maybe. Alright, well, looking at the armory, that is now on the way, so might see a Thor drop. You know, you like it. Alright, drones are continuing to be produced from this natural expansion over here. And yeah, so both players are actually just kind of hanging back this game. Not seeing too much in the way of action. The metabolic boost upgrade is on the way, so Zerglings will run faster. Creep is being spread everywhere, and the armory is about 60% complete. Got another queen coming out right here. And yeah, so 3 queens total. And yeah, so like I said, not too much action so far this game. 1 player is going heavy economy, the other one is going very quickly up the tech tree. There is a dropship right there, and the jury is still out. Thor ship! Yes, we're going to see a Thor drop. Oh, that just makes my day. As a couple Zerglings do come down here to scout out, make sure there is nothing going on with the expansion. They're going to head up to the top of the ramp. Not really going to be able to scout anything, though, beyond what is immediately visible on the ramp right there. SCV getting ready to head down. Not sure if he sees those Zerglings. Yeah, he sees them. Barely. Maybe he's trying to bait those Zerglings over to the Marines. That's probably what he's doing, but the Zerg player is smarter than that. He won't be fooled by such trickery. Meanwhile, the Thor is about 75% complete. Looking up here in the Zerg base, we do have a Roach Warren going down. Almost done. Should be done in a second there, and the second extractor has been claimed. Third one down here on the way, about 60% complete. As the Zerg is now switching over to do a little bit more of producing his army, you can see he does have several Zerglings on the way. Can expect to see some Roaches in the very near future. Sure enough, there goes 3 right there, as well as the Glial Reconstitution upgrade. That will allow the Roaches to move faster, I believe. Yes, the faster. I always get those two confused for some reason, because this icon just, to me, this icon says faster movement, and this one says big angry claws. I don't know, but you did just see the comsat there. Evolution Chamber went down, and some Zerglings are running around down here. Haven't damaged the rocks yet, but here comes the Thor ship. Oh, and he even has a Collector's Edition Thor. All right, Naruto. He's taking some shots at the Overlord. Zerg player is not really able to do anything about this just yet. Here comes a couple Roaches, but it's not really going to be enough. The Overlords are here to give vision, but like I said, if the Terran player backs up, he can take some shots at these Roaches. Zerg player is trying to drop down his Spine Crawlers to be able to hit up at the top of the ramp, or up the top of the cliff here. If these do go in, then it will indeed spell trouble for the Thor, as he will have to shoot all of these Roaches first, then come get the Spine Crawlers, and then get the hatchery, and that is just a lot of time for one Thor to have to deal with all that. Meanwhile, Zerg is continuing to scout over here. You can see he's keeping an eye on what's going on. Second command center is going down for the Terran player, and 2 more barracks have been dropped with tech labs on each, as this Thor is getting pretty low, man. He's going to have to pick him up. There he goes. Got to save that Collector's Edition Thor. That was the best money you can spend this year, I promise you. If you have not gotten the Collector's Edition, you should do so. Alright, so anyways, back here we can see that Weapons 1 for the range attacks is on the way for the land units, and it looks like there was another Thor drop here. Didn't really accomplish too terribly much, though, as you can see it was damaged fairly quickly. And looking back down in the Terran base, we can see there's heavy Marauder action going on here. We can see the Concussive Shells upgrade is on the way. Stem pack about 30-40% complete. And both players are just kind of hanging back at this point. This Thor is trying to get some free kills over here by knocking off this Overlord. Not really going to be able to do a whole lot here, though, as the Thor's air attack really just isn't that strong unless you're dealing with something that's tightly bunched up. In that case, the Thor attack can be absolutely devastating. But a little bit of micromanagement can prevent heavy losses from that as we continue to build up during the game here. And once more, not too much going on. We have a command center floating out towards the natural expansion. Can expect to see that saturated in just a minute. There goes the depot. He's either going to move out, or he may move out some SCVs, although he really doesn't have a ton of them up here. Looking right here, we can see he has I'd say 14 or so running on minerals. Let's actually look at that. You can see 31 to 45. So that's not looking too good for Naruto at this point, as he is, his opponent rather, is, his drones are looking pretty good at both bases. We do have a Spire going down right here, and Weapons 1 is now complete for the range attacks for the Zerg land units. Rocks are going down for DarkFoRcE. DarkFoRcE has really just remained unchecked for the most part. He's been able to take his expansion without really too much harassment. I wouldn't really call what that Thor did any sort of good harassment here, but there is a nice, very beautiful little circle of Zerg there, as we do have a possible engagement in the very near future. Here comes the Terran with their medevacs and everything, even plenty of SCVs to repair these sexy Thors as they do move up towards the northern portion of the map. Drone going down to build an expansion with the gold. Here's the first big vital. Roaches coming in, getting a very tight position around the Terran forces. You can see he does have a good surround. He is able to push in here, knock out these Thors super quickly. SCVs just are not able to repair that quickly, so the Thors do go down, the Marauders go down, and the dropships are forced to retreat. These poor SCVs are running away as fast as they can. Dropships don't care about picking up. They're just all about getting out of here. So the Terran is producing a lot more Marauders now. I think that'll work out pretty well for him, but we'll have to see how this goes, because like I said, you can look at the income once more and you can see 1,300 to 800. This is certainly not going to look well for Naruto as we do move farther into this game. A couple Zerglings are on the way. Another hatchery about 2/3 complete here at the high yield. And the Zerg player is now, I'm not sure. Okay, he was dropping out some Zerglings there. It just looked funny on my screen for a second. But anyways, Spire is now complete. So we might see a little bit of Mutaholisk harassment. Maybe Maybe we'll even get as far as Broodlords. I can only hope at this point. But for now, a couple mutas are hanging out just at the northwest portion of the Terran base. Might see him go in and try to get some free kills on the mineral line, as that is very, very unguarded at the moment. That would not bode well for the Terran player whatsoever. Meanwhile, up here in the eastern portion of the map, we do have a couple dropships headed in. Unfortunately for the Terran player, the Zerg did spot it. At least the Zergling did, so we'll have to see how he reacts to it. He's not moving anything up here just yet, though, so it might just be that he wasn't able to spot it. No, he did. He's bringing some mutas here right now. So these Marauders will not really be able to accomplish that much. They may make a run for the Queen and then maybe a couple drones, but ultimately, this drop will not really accomplish that much. He does take out some of the Zerglings, maybe a couple of Roaches. But there it goes. Yep, sure enough, that dropship is gone, the Marauders are gone, and the Zerg has secured his main base. Another hatchery going down up here. I'll tell you what, once that high yield is fully saturated, which we can see it's well on its way right now, a ton of drones were just sent over, the Zerg will be pretty much unstoppable compared to what the Terran has. You can see his expansion is about halfway saturated. Thereabouts. The mule is certainly helping out a lot. Once more, we can look at the income. We can see about 2,000 to 1,200. So, I don't know. This is really going to be a tough one for the Terran player to win at this point. But I am always surprised at high-level players being able to pull stuff out of their hat, and hopefully this will be one game for the Terran player to do exactly that. We are seeing 3 more barracks here being built in the back of the base, and the mutas are having their way with the SCVs, knocking out all 3 SCVs before being driven off by the Marines. Very, very nice play there by aTnDarKFoRcE, as the Zergling is continuing to scout around. And right now, the Terran player looks like he's just mainly focused on Marines, or Marauders, and then a little bit of Marines, and he does have another Thor on the way with one hanging out in the base right now. A couple dropships as well. Turrets going down, pretty good play there. But it doesn't really do a whole lot to guard the rear. There is one turret right here, though. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens as the Zerg ball, you can see on the map there, looking pretty good. Just kind of keeping an eye on these mutas, making sure they don't do anything sneaky, as they are heading over towards the high yield, just to make sure there's nothing there. And it looks like they're headed over to the west now. They may make another push, I don't know. But here are the Overlords. Here's the massive blue blob right here with the Zerglings, the Banelings, and the Roaches. And it looks like the Overlords are heading out to everywhere in the map. You can see they're just flying all over. Let's actually look at the vision for aTnDarKFoRcE here. You can see pretty much he knows what's going on almost everywhere in the middle of the map. And a couple extensions over here too. So he knows what's going on with the expansion. However, he does not know... Well, no, he knows there's an army there, so he is going to run away before he loses too many mutas. They're kind of bunched up, but not really enough to make it that big of an issue. And looking over here, Overlord's keeping an eye on the ramp. And yeah, so at this point, there's just a lot of macro going on. Mutas aren't really going to try to engage this because they know, or aTnDarKFoRcE knows, that it's going to be a suicide mission should he decide to try to take on this army directly with just his mutas. With these forces, however, combined, I think this will be a very entertaining fight, as there are a lot of Marines in here, and with the exception of the couple Thors, that's all that stands in the way between the Terran player and the mutas having a field day with the Marauders. So here comes the mutas, or the dropships, Overlords down here loaded up with Zerglings. Don't see any Banelings, just Zerglings over here. As he gets ready to drop down here and looking at the upgrades, you can see he does have several on the way for both aerial and ground units. Zerglings are now having a field day on the Terran base as the Terran player moves in with his forces towards the northern portion of the map, claiming the Xel'Naga Watchtower, moving out. It looks like he's separating his Thors just a little bit from the remainder of his forces, keeping the Marines behind just a bit. This is actually a really good move. It's going to allow the Banelings to splash all over the Thors, but the Zerg is going to get a fantastic surround on the Terran player. That was a very, very one-sided fight in that last engagement there. Very, very one-sided for the Zerg. And so there's the GG from Naruto, and let's actually go on to game number 2. I'm going to try to mash this up all into one big video, just to kind of save you guys from having to go to 2 different videos and yada, yada, yada. So anyways, let's go on to game 2 and see what happens in this next in the best of 3 series. And here we are in game number 2 from the EPS, featuring Naruto spawning as the Terran down here in the 3 o'clock position, and aTnDarKFoRcE spawning as the Zerg in the 12 o'clock position. Alright, so you guys have already seen game 1, and like I said, I just figured, why not combine the 2? Just make it a little bit easier for you guys, the viewers, to watch it without being interrupted, and take advantage of this nifty little 15-minute limit thing that I don't have on my channel. Yay! All right, so anyways, let's see what's going on here. SCVs and drones are being built for both players, and yeah, we are still pretty early in the game. So like I said, thank you guys for putting up with the fact that I haven't had too many videos as of late. I will certainly have a ton more for you in the coming weeks. I think it's about 2, maybe 3 weeks away until I'm going to have a ton of free time. I've actually been taking classes at my local college and working at the same time, and then doing the YouTube stuff, and then also doing videos for SK Gaming. Speaking of that, if you haven't seen it, make sure you click the link in the description and check it out. I've actually got a lot of videos up there. I think I'm up to 40 or 30 so far over there right now. And anyways, yeah, make sure you guys check that out. We are going to have a live stream event this week to cover their tournament that they are hosting, the Champions Trophy Tournament. So make sure you check that out, as I will be casting it. Maybe co-casting it with another caster. I don't know. You'll just have to see what happens as the exciting weekend approaches. Now, looking at Naruto, his barracks is going down. There is a second barracks going down. So we are definitely going to see some sort of early play here, because he is sacrificing a little bit of his economy. He's not focusing on getting gas at all. You can see he has not claimed a geyser yet. And the Zerg player, however, is playing pretty similar to how he played the last game. Hatchery went down at the expansion first, spawning pool second. Not getting a gas either, though. He is getting some more drones on the way, as he is now 16 of 18. Supply Orbital Command is now on the way as well. This is screaming early play at this point. We're going to see some sort of Marine push, I think, in the very near future, as he is getting a Marine right now. Second barracks is now complete, and we can expect to see a depot here. Yeah, there's the depot right there. Alright, so Orbital Command is done. And looking over here, the Zerg player is bringing drone over here to the Xel'Naga Watchtower, just making sure nothing's going on, as the Terran player does scout out the Zerg base. Now, we do have 2 Marines hanging out down at the base of the ramp, a couple more on the way, quite a few actually, and the drone is being driven off by the Marine, who is giving chase to it actually, as the Terran player continues to drive around this probe rather, and whoa, what is this? Alright, so this is definitely going to be an interesting fight. Several SCVs are moving out with 4 Marines getting ready to engage the Zerg. Well, there is a spine crawler coming down right at the expansion, just beneath where the bunker is going to be. The Zerglings did block the bunker position just a little bit. Another bunker does go down, as a ton of drones do come to mine down here, but they are actually being sidelined instead for combat duty. Here goes the second bunker, as all of these SCVs are trying to come in here and take down the spine crawler. Going to try to repair the bunker before the spine crawler kills it, and now the spine crawler is up, so the SCVs are going down, the Marines are going down, the bunker is just about done. There it goes. This Marines are going to have to get in that bunker super quick, or else it is game over for the Terran player. The second bunker is now complete, but there are no more Marines in the immediate area. There's the one Marine right there, but the next one is way back here. There is the GG from Naruto. So that was a very, very short game there. I guess that was his plan, just to try to wipe that out and go all in with those SCVs right to the main base and call it game. That did not work out for him though, as this spine crawler here definitely has a few things to say about that, as well as this queen. But that brings the series to 2-0, giving the series to aTnDarKFoRcE, the best of 3 match from the EPS. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed it, and like I said, I will definitely have some more videos up for you in the very near future. Please don't hate me. I'm sorry. I'm doing as much as I can, but if you want to see more stuff in the meantime, make sure you go over to SK Gaming and watch that. When all is said and done, I'm actually just going to have a ton of videos both here and there. So like I said, make sure you check them out in the link below, and I'll see you guys later.